Thank you so much for joining us tonight on Bright Television, coming to you live from your choice decoder, TSTV. Recall, you can get your TSTV decoder anywhere in Nigeria. Get a dealer close to you. Log on to www.tstVafrica.com. I repeat, www.tstVafrica.com. Check through your town and area to get a dealer close to you. My name is Abasi Odu Idiong, and I'm so delighted to have you tonight on the show. It's Business Monday, where we give opportunities to some business executives to take advantage, to discuss about their product and services, and also teach us how to make the money, if you don't doubt that. So tonight we have a network marketer, a business mogul, and of course a product developer. When he takes your product, he tells people about it. He can sell stone for you as gold. Let me welcome Leo Akpan. It's my pleasure to have you on the program tonight.
Thank you very much.
Welcome to Business Monday. And one would be asking in simple terms what it takes to be in product sales and services like you're doing.
Thank you very much, Mr. Idion. Being in a product sales like I do, the first thing you need to have at the back of your mind is to try to solve a problem.
Okay.
Making money is not the first thing you need to do. But if you look at a problem and you try to solve that problem, in the process of solving the problem, the money comes in. So if you look at it, if you are tied to a particular product, what problem does that product solve?
You're talking about solving problems. We'll come to all of these. The managing director of Lee Agmans Limited here in Abuja, Leo Akpan, will be talking a lot more with us on the program. You know how we do it? Let's go for a short break. When we come back, we take a look at some of the newspaper headlines trending at this hour. Stay with us. Thank you so much and welcome back to the show. We're going straight to business, if you ask me. We have Business Monday tonight. We'll be going straight with talking about the details, what it requires for business networking. Positive one at that. And of course, what does it make to take up a product, talk to someone about it, and make sales? We started with Leo Akpan telling us about why you need to go into it, not because of money. So we're going to continue from there. In case you've just joined the show, this is the Nigeria Watch. We discuss people, politics, economy, and governance. Welcome once again. Thank you for staying with us and working with us tonight. We appreciate all of your time. Leo Akpan, MD, Lee Agmans Limited. Tell us a little about all of the, you laid the background, but how do I now identify what kind of product I need to put out in the market to get to network, to bring people together to accept my product?
Yeah, Mr. Idion, thank you very much one more time. Just as I said earlier, the quest for you to solve some problems in life will expose you to what kind of business you need to do. If you check, whoever is called a businessman is solving one problem or the other. If you're a mechanic, you repair cars for people. And in turn, if you can do it well, you make money. Dangote is solving a lot of problems, food, pastas, all manner of things. He's helping to solve problems. Along the line, he becomes the richest man in Nigeria. So in every facet of life, there must be something for somebody to do that will help you to solve one particular problem. Along the line, you make some money. You see, the problem we have in Nigeria is that we want to make it real quick. We don't want to follow a process. Because to start with, before you get into doing something, identify what do I want to do? What problem am I solving? Like we in product merchandising, in the health sector, we carefully study the products before we come in and try to expose it to the people. Like we are doing Sebamed as a, you know, skin care product. We look at it. We look at it that a lot of people are having skin problems. Skin problem like seborrheisis, eczema, skin patch, and all that. How do we solve this problem? Itching and all that. So how do we solve this problem? So we now got to, you know, certain research work and then found out that there's a product called Sebamed. And what does it do? It's formulated at a pH of 5.5, which is the pH of a normal skin. And once you apply that to your skin, it solves a lot of skin problems.
Okay.
Now, we wash it wrongly. We have our bath wrongly. We do it wrong. Why you ask me why?
Why do you say wrongly?
Wrongly.
That's what do you mean by wrongly? We bath wrongly.
Yeah, I say we bath wrongly because our skin is already acidic.
Okay.
Scientifically proven that our skin are acidic, and then what we use is called soap to wash our skin.
Acidic.
Soap is alkaline.
Okay.
Soap is alkaline between the pH of 8 and 12, which
Okay.
is highly alkaline. And what does it do?
It dries up the skin.
It dries up the skin, neutralizes, breaks down the acid mantle of the skin.
Okay.
And that makes you prone to one kind of skin infection or the other.
Okay.
Now, if you really want to see the beauty of Sebamed, a newborn baby, start him or her with Sebamed. You will love the skin.
Okay, so you're talking about, you've already taken the question of me. I wanted to say, we know that you have some other products that are really interesting. But let's get to talk about one of the products which you have highlighted, talking about Sebamed, because that's the brand on its own. But we want to identify, first, let's start with the babies. What does your product, for which you are promoting and marketing, solve with babies? Because we know babies from 1 to about 0 to about 15 months or thereabout, they develop a lot of skin rashes issues. So can you give us details as to talking about how do we solve that problem, and how does the product you're promoting solve all of those problems?
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Idiom. If you look at our adverts on the pack, it tells you best for your baby from day one.
Okay.
Now, what does it do? As I had said earlier, the product Sebamed is formulated at a pH of 5.5. And if you're a bit scientifically inclined, you'll find out that 5.5 is acidic in nature.
Okay.
And being acidic in nature, if you apply acid to acid, it maintains what is called the acid mantle of the skin.
Okay.
Acid mantle. Now, I must also mention here that the skin is the largest organ in the body. It covers from your head to your toe, and the largest organ. And if you do not take care of it, it brings in infection into the system. But we keep doing it wrongly. So for a child that is born to the world, what happens to the child is that from day one, you take care of the skin, there will be no infection.
Okay.
The skin cannot have any patches. The skin will be supple. The skin will be very smooth. And that alone, you've solved a lot of problems. Because by the time you have a child with seborrheisis, redness of the skin, and everywhere, you'll be bothered. Why is my child having this rough skin and all that? But if you're able to solve it from day one, you'll be able to see the child.
So how do all of these children we see in the hospitals come across all of these infections? And how come they're not aware of a Sebamed product like the one you mentioned?
Oh, they are fully aware. You know, when we started, just as I told you, business is a process.
Okay.
What we usually do was we were going to the hospitals to talk to, you know, antenatal mothers, say, look, this is what you need at this point. It became a bomb in this town. It became a household name in Nigeria at one point. But unfortunately, we lost the importer at one point. So there was that lacuna. So people now rushed in and got other products of interest and all that, but basically not solving the problem. But you see, as God will have it, maybe another some other group who are well-to-do, they went forward and brought it in, and it's beginning to pick up one more time. It's beginning to pick up one more time. The patronage, the usage is unprecedented. Every woman wants the child's skin to be the best. And we have a lot of them we can showcase maybe in our subsequent, meeting with you here. We can show you what Sebamed does to baby skin. And the skin are infection-free.
What about adults?
Adults have their own series as well.
Okay.
But the problem with adult, along the line, as I said earlier, you've washed wrongly. But it takes you minimum of 28 days. If you persistently, to repair a particular skin. It takes you a minimum of 28 days. So there's what is called skin regeneration. It goes back to normal, but if you don't mix with soap and all that. But if you pay attention to your skin, use only Sebamed products, in the next 28 days, you see a visible.
What are the indications that would perhaps cause one to say, let me go for Sebamed as an adult or as a baby, which already explained?
Very good, very good. Good question. You see human being with eczema. You know what eczema is?
Of course.
You know what ringworm is? Ringworm on the skin.
Oh,
There's what is called ringworm.
that's a
on the
terrible
skin.
one, yeah.
It comes like one kind of... It's
A larger version of rashes.
Rashes.
Okay.
You
But in a
won't
larger
like
proportion.
to see it.
Okay.
See, these are the things that come up when you keep using the soap, the normal soap, but you won't know. But you feel maybe there's something wrong, but you don't know that it's actually the fact that you washed it wrongly. And what do? Just simple get a cleansing bar. And our products are soap-free. There's what is called soap-free.
What does that mean?
And alkali-free.
Okay.
That means the active ingredient of what makes soap is not in the product, but it cleanses. It contains what is called a synthate. A synthate is just like a synthetic washing system. So, but it washes, but it's not actually alkali. So it's soap-free and alkali-free. That's what our products are. And they are acidic in nature. To match up the pH of a skin, a normal skin, which is 5.5.
The other question I wanted to ask is that with the what looks like organic green generation right now, there's a lot of organic cream regime. That's what I wanted to say. We have a lot of people doing natural stuff, and then you have a lot of skin infection. How do you now educate people to make changes? Because people have been perhaps informed about the fact that, yes, we can even use pawpaw, pineapple, put them together, and you have your skin. So how does this affect your market or your product?
No, it does not. It doesn't affect my market. But, you know, what we have found out is that the composition of those things, those pawpaw things, you may not actually know because you've not done any research on it. Sometimes you see somebody using it, and it comes down with a lot of pimples, comes down with a lot of reaction on the system because what the composition of what he's using has not been researched into, so that the proper, portion of whatever product come together to make that is not done. So we still stay on top of every organic product as far as concerned, when Sebamed is concerned. Then if you want to even know much, go to any dermatologist. The first product of choice is Sebamed. Dermatologists all over the world today.
So how do we get the product in Abuja?
The product is available in Abuja. We have an office in AFAP Mall extension in Area 11. But if you go to any of the major supermarkets, pharmacies, all around Abuja, they have it.
Okay, in case you've just joined us, we're talking with Leo Akpan. He is the managing director of Lee Akmans Limited. They are into product promotion, sales, and all of this we're talking about today, business networking and product sales in Nigeria. What are the gains and losses? Perhaps before we let you go, we would have been asking about some of the challenges of having this kind of business and talking to people about it and convincing them. And Is it an issue of where your money is, you put your mouth?
Exactly. The challenges are enormous. Number one, you see, when you find out that a product sells, do you understand me? When a product actually sells, if you go step out of the shores of Nigeria and you find that product, what do? You try to say, let me get enough of it and go to sell. So what is causing us problem now is what is called parallel importation, where a lot of people just have chance. They now say, look, Sebamed is really moving. Let me pack some. When I go, I will sell in my shop. It affects us. It affects the market a lot. And another one is, Sebamed is formulated for a specific region. Sebamed is formulated for Nigeria. There is Sebamed formulated for Asia. There is Sebamed formulated for other parts of the world.
Okay, depending on the skin type.
Depending on the skin type. So when you bring the one from, you see Arabic inscription on the body, some children come down with a lot of rashes.
Oh, because it's not for that skin type.
It's not for that skin type and not for that region. Our weather and everything is not the same. So they come down with a lot of rashes. And, you know, that's why sometimes we advise. There was a period, it was only the Dubai type that was here, and I didn't go for it. The one specifically made for Nigeria was the one I went for. I've always gone for, and it has given me wonderful results. You understand?
The question would, to wrap this up, would have been like, we know at the time where we're talking about from production going into from consumption to production economy. We're thinking of bringing such large companies and factories to Nigeria. How do we put all of these together to enable organizations, investors to see that, look, these are the problems confronting the people, and perhaps we can muzzle up money. Perhaps bank can also put money to say, let's bring the factory here. Is it a difficult task?
It's a doable thing, but you know the problem of Nigeria is insecurity. We've made an attempt at one point to speak with the Germans because it comes from Germany. Okay. We've spoken with some German. The ambassador also came around and said they cannot.
I'm talking even generally, not just your product. We have a lot of importations now.
Importations now.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm just saying
it's doable, but you know, major problem we have identified is the insecurity. They don't really want to. They don't want their nationals to. Many of them to come to Nigeria. We've tried it before. They prefer to visit, look at the market, check for one or two things, and go back. They don't want to come and have a factory here. And ideally, to avoid adulteration, they would want to make it. In fact, it's only in Germany and Switzerland that they are making Sebamed now in the whole world.
So the question now is that for people like you in the business community, what kind of leadership are your community of persons in business, importation and sales, are looking up to ahead of the 2023 elections? What kind of leadership are you looking up to?
Yeah, thank you very, very much. We are looking for a leader who will make us move from a consuming economy, just as you had said, you know, to our making what we use here. Do you understand what I mean? We don't want to keep consuming from other nations. Let's produce our own and export. That's the kind of thing we are looking for at this point in time. Because industries have all collapsed in Nigeria. Most of them have collapsed. But we are looking for a leader who will come in to say, okay, the business community, what can we do to move from where you are to the next phase? That's the kind of leader.
You are speaking like an obedient.
Oh, well, if you say so, I am one.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Lee Akman, it's been a pleasure having you, Managing Director, Lee Akman Limited, Abuja. Business entrepreneurs and, of course, product sales and promoters. It's really a pleasure having you on the program. He will be coming to give us some more enlightenment and hoping that Sebamed will put their mouth where their profit will come from. Talking about TSTV, we look forward to having you on the
Thank you very much,
all of the side.
Thank you
So much.